Hi everyone, welcome to our stream. I'm
Hi,
Alfred.
I'm Sumrine.
Yeah, and so this is episode 105, setting up your Matrix device with Mycroft. So in this episode, we're going to be going over our newly released Hackster guide, showing you how to set up Mycroft on your Matrix Creator or Matrix Voice, as well as interviewing the CEO of Mycroft. So with that, let's get started with the
let's get
interview.
right to
So
it.
just so give you some context on Mycroft, Mycroft is a privacy-focused open source AI voice assistant, and it's recognized as the private voice assistant by groups such as Ubuntu, Mozilla, KDE, and Jaguar Land Rover. So here's Joshua, the CEO of Mycroft, and yeah, we'll get right into the interview.
Yeah, so, Joshua, tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to start Mycroft.
Sure. So I'm the CEO of Mycroft. We're a community of developers and hackers and makers that were inspired about 3 years ago by the possibility that we could build the computer from Star Trek or Iron Man. Um, and this was before Google Home or Amazon Echo were really a thing. So we set out to build a complete voice assistant stack, and over the past 3 years, we've come a long way. We started shipping a smart speaker in 2016, and we're just getting ready right now to ship the Mark II, the second version of our speaker.
Oh, really? That's awesome. I saw the the Kickstarter campaign back in February, right?
Yeah, we ran a really successful Kickstarter in February. We've continued through Indiegogo to do some pre-sales, and we're getting ready now. Our contract manufacturer is spinning up plastics and whatnot, and we're getting ready to ship those out and put them out in the world and kind of see how that's received.
Nice. So for our viewers who don't know, could you tell us a little bit more about the Mark II?
Sure. So the Mark II is a smart speaker designed to provide all of the services that a voice assistant provides, but without all of the privacy concerns that have really come to light with the technologies that are being shipped by the Silicon Valley majors. The idea is that you can have a smart speaker that does stuff like controls lights and plays music and does news and weather and all of the other things you've come to expect from an assistant, but that you don't have to give up your family's privacy and put an always listening device connected to, in many ways, Big Brother type technologies in the home. You can do it while preserving privacy and really continuing to have to keep your home environment to yourself instead of sharing it with data mining operations in the valley.
Yeah, no, that sounds great, and that's a huge topic right now. I mean that's one of the reasons why we have our devices now running Mycroft and other services, just so that the privacy is all there. There's nothing going to the cloud. It's all very secure in that way.
Yeah, it's good to give people the option, and there will always be people out there that really like the experience and the value that some of the other assistants provide. We view our role as simply providing an alternate choice for individuals, and then, of course, for companies who want to deploy a voice assistant with a smart speaker, maybe for a retail store or for in a call center or in an automotive application, who don't necessarily want to partner with our friends at Google and Amazon for whatever reason.
Yeah, I can imagine not many retail stores would want to be partnering with Amazon in the store.
It's always really surprising that Albert Wenger up at Union Square Ventures is one of our investors on a personal level, and he wrote a really great blog post a couple of years ago that really kind of laid out some of the existing technologies as a trap. And it's amazing to me after watching what happened to the newspaper industry when they opened up their websites and allowed Google to crawl them, and they really commodified their product, right? They took news from something you pay for to something that's free, and in that process they basically demolished the entire news industry. Yeah. There were a series of retailers that flocked to Amazon early on, and there's still tens of thousands of small retailers who retail through Amazon.com.
Yeah.
And in every case, the Seattle giant gets bigger and stronger and more, generates more and more revenue. while margins are shrinking for everyone else. And so it's always amazing how willing people are to. The Russians have a saying: "An American will sell you the rope with which you intend to hang him." And it's very, very true. Like, companies will continue to build these partnerships and give up access to their most important resource, their data, simply for the convenience or to make a short-term dollar.
Yeah. No, it's a big thing here. So just pivoting from that, I wanted to ask, what's the like overall like long-term goal for Mycroft? I know you're super like privacy focused, and now you're about to start shipping the Mark II. But what's next? What else do you plan for Mycroft?
Sure. If anybody's had a look and seen what Google's done with their duplex technology, you can see that technology is now able to make outbound phone calls in a couple of domains. One of them is booking appointments, and to interact with the agent on the other end of the phone so naturally that the person who answers the phone can't tell that they're talking to a computer. And Google demoed that on stage earlier this year. And that's, the application of voice technology in a very narrow domain just for booking appointments, but in a way that people can't tell they're speaking to a machine. And we view the future of this technology as that same experience, but across pretty much every domain. So not only will you be able to call a call center and have a voice assistant help you to untangle an online order, but you'll also be able to have a conversation with it about the impact of Nietzschean philosophy on 20th century warfare, right? And in that future, the voice agents will interact so naturally that people won't know they're talking to a machine when they're speaking on a phone or on a device or on a smart speaker. And we really view our role and the role of our community to make sure that technology is available to everyone. Right now, there's a real strong danger that yet again there'll be this really key critical technology to the future of tech, and yet again it'll be contained in the four big companies in Silicon Valley: Apple, Amazon, Google, and Facebook. And so that's where we're headed with our community, is to develop a piece of technology that anybody can install, anybody can deploy, that puts that power in their hands, the power to deploy an AI that when people interact with it, they can't tell they're talking to a machine. And we view that as a kind of a critical juncture in the evolution of technology, and we're really excited to be building it.
Yeah, it's basically democratizing voice assistants and making it just so that anybody can use it, and then they actually know what's happening behind the scenes. It's not just in a black box somewhere in the cloud, right?
Exactly. And then they can also rename it. They can choose their own voices. They can very importantly port it to their language. So although Amazon and the others have done a great job with English and a number of other larger languages, where they haven't made investments is in languages that have smaller populations. So I'm here in London today talking about Gaelic and Welsh. But there's just this huge number. I mean, there's 7,000 global languages, and the current voice assistants support anywhere from 40 to 80, which means that there's more than 6,900 languages out there, languages that are important, languages like Navajo, languages like Icelandic, languages that are very important to the people that speak them. They're very important to their culture, that aren't being captured by this digital technology. And as voice assistants and as voice technology becomes a bigger part of how we compute, if it doesn't speak people's local language, it creates yet another place in their lives where they're forced to speak English, or forced to speak German, or forced to speak Spanish in the case of Catalan, where it really isn't natural. It really isn't the way that they would choose to interact with technology. They're having this bigger language hoisted on them because the Silicon Valley companies don't want to make the investment. And so we view that as another place where having it be customizable, having it speak the local language, having it interact in a way that's sensitive to that person's culture. All of those things are things that we view as important going forward, and things that we're trying to build and support.
Yeah, and plus, not only is it all these Silicon Valley companies forcing you to learn English or whatever, but if you don't want to do that, then you're stuck not having something that speaks your own language, and it leaves this huge population of people out speaking these other languages that they can't interact with these voice assistants that are becoming more and more popular and widespread. Um,
Yeah, and I think that there are people out there that would dismiss that and say, hey, like, do I really care if I can, have it tell me knock knock jokes in Hindi, for example? Um, but the reality is that these languages, these voice technologies, and voice is one way of interacting with them. Of course, you can text with them, you can chat with them. There's other ways to interact. There's people working on American Sign Language, so being
mhm.
able to use the camera to interpret signs. Um, but the today it's novel items. It's being able to query Wikipedia, listen to music. But that's very similar to the birth of the internet, right? Like back
Yeah.
in the like you could go to like a bulletin board and like chat
Hmm.
with friends, and
Exactly. Yeah.
but there were all these mainstream news outlets that were talking about the internet kind of as this novelty thing that nobody ever really needed. And it wasn't until 10 or 15 years later that everybody realized, oh, wow, this is a critical piece of infrastructure that's going to be necessary to everybody's day to day life. We view conversational assistants to be the same thing. That today, yeah, it's kind of novel and it'll play music and you can turn the lights on in your apartment. But tomorrow it'll be used in teaching applications. I mean, it'll help kids, an infinitely patient tutor that can work with your kid to teach them whatever subject they're interested in.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it'll be the front line of customer service.
Yeah.
The current customer service agents, they won't have to deal with answering the same question over and over and over. The questions answered by humans will be the things that are real problems that need human intelligence to solve. The day-to-day mundane stuff will be dealt with by an AI or by a voice assistant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we view our role as democratizing that, making it available to everyone.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. Um, and with that, how's it been going? Like, I know you guys have Mycroft, and you guys just updated it to support Raspbian Stretch, which is how it's now working on our Matrix devices. So, how's that going? How's the community growing with that?
The community's grown really fast. We have on the software development side, we have 200 or 300 developers who've
Wow.
made contributions of one form or another. On the data acquisition and the data processing side, it's more like 30,000
Wow.
people that have either contributed audio or are tagging audio in the machine learning data sets. So that piece of it's gone really, really well.
Hmm.
They've done substantial amount of translation of all the prompts and the underlying software to Russian and German are the two big ones. The community in Barcelona has made a ton of progress on Catalan as well. And, we're headed very rapidly towards our first production release. We released our first production release February 28th of 19. So there's about
Nice.
3.5 months or so left before we move to a production solution. And kind of the goal there for our first production release are reviews from major reviewers, guys from Gizmodo and Wired and others. And the review we're looking for is, although it doesn't have the bells and whistles associated with Alexa or Assistant, Mycroft is a solid voice assistant for people who care about privacy and user agency.
Yeah.
And we think that if we can achieve that for release number one, then of course we can start on some of the more Gucci stuff like the customized conversations and customized wake words and voices and things.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Once you have that like basis groundwork, it's just building up from there, right?
Yep. And we're pretty far along. We've had very supportive investors, very supportive customers, and we're really happy with where we are.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Great. Let me just check my notes, see if we had any other questions.
I think we've covered most of it. We're super grateful for Mycroft because it was really fun putting Mycroft on our Matrix devices and kind of playing around with it. But yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, we're good, right?
Yeah, yeah. Is there anything
Yeah.
else that you'd like to say?
Sure. I mean, we're really excited to see this is running on Matrix Voice. We played with your technology quite a bit in house as we've been developing speakers, and are really excited to see what you're doing with it. I would say that as you get closer and closer to polishing the patches in the installation, it may make sense to to work closely with our team, maybe we can import some of this stuff natively so that you can simply flash it to a CF and go without having to install patches and other things. And we're really excited to see the work that you guys are doing. So I'm looking forward to seeing the example video and certainly sharing it with the rest of our community.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, no, thanks. And we'll for sure get in contact with your team after this and see how we can, make an image that already has it all set up for people.
Absolutely. Awesome. Thank you guys very much. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
You. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. So let's turn off that.
And call there.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Awesome. Great. So I guess here, let's switch over to the front cam.
Awesome.
We have a new setup now with OBS, so it's a little easier for us.
I don't have to worry too much about the shortcuts, therefore you don't see me scrambling with the keyboard.
Yeah. Awesome. No, that was really great.
That was
it's
nice.
Amazing what they're doing, especially like with, just getting from the community, like to get them to tag all the voices and different languages and all that. There aren't many voice assistants with all these different languages, and getting the community to add it, that's a really good touch.
For sure. Like when I made my Mycroft account and I was like looking at how to set up a device and stuff, it had all these like, become a developer, things like that. And I was like, this is interesting because like I haven't seen it in many other dashboards before, like open for development and things like that. It kind of and like there was like a button where you could like press and actually give audio samples and so so it's
super focused on getting the audio and it's all the whole community effort. And I was reading the website. It said something about just like 15% of their users actually like give audio, which I mean, if 15% as a number doesn't sound too much, but he said there were like 30,000 contributions. So that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah.
That's a lot. And when you're not one of these huge companies that has all the resources in the world to get all the voice samples in the world, it's super helpful. And as we'll see now, we'll setting up Mycroft, we'll see how great it is. So earlier today, we released a Hackster guide showing you how to set up Mycroft on your Matrix device, whether it be a Matrix Creator or Matrix Voice. And now for the rest of the stream, we'll be going over that Hackster guide, showing you how to set it up. And at the end, we have just a couple announcements too. Yeah. So yeah.
I just wanted to mention that one of our community members actually first figured out how to set it up.
Oh yeah,
set Mycroft up with the Matrix device, and we were super excited about that. So we attributed the work to him, but just wanted to put it out there again because we're super grateful for that, and like it was much easier. Our job was much easier for making the Hackster guide. So
let's go to the community post that he made and give him a little shout out here.
Yeah.
So here, let's switch the screen.
And then switch. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
So projects. So the projects tab, in case people have forgotten, please. Oh, looks like we have a new one. But anyway, sidetrack. But so here, this is Space Glider, aka David K. Thank you for posting how to run Mycroft AI on Matrix Voice, and it also works on the Matrix Creator because that's what we've tested it with as well.
Yeah, and like we've tried doing Mycroft before, and we weren't able to get it to work. And then recently they updated Pycroft, the like Mycroft image. So instead of using Raspbian, use Pycroft. So it supports Raspbian Stretch, which is what our devices support. And then Space Glider, David K, he then set it up on his own and wrote an entire guide on how to use it. So thank you again. That's really great.
Yep. Yeah. So this is the camera for when the screen is
Oh, okay. Yeah.
For when the screen is on.
My bad.
But no, I mean, I just wanted to
always get
clarify.
confused with the camera.
Yeah, I know. All right, so I guess we can get right to the guide. So this is our guide, and let's get started. So required hardware, the usual. You need your Pi, your voice or creator. You need the power adapter, the micro SD card, and external speaker of some sort. We're going to use one with a 3.5mm jack and a micro USB, a personal computer, which is this computer for us, and an internet connection. Great. All right, so let's get started. So first, you would have to make an account on Mycroft. So I already have one, but I'm going to click on it anyway. Oh, great. I thought I was going to open another tab. But anyway, so this is the create account page. And it's super simple. You put your email, password. There might be some other steps you might have to do, but they're simple enough that I won't go through it right now, since I already have an account. So that's just like the kind of pre-setup. And then to set up Mycroft with your Raspberry Pi, so that's a Mycroft image. So I'm gonna go to the GitHub page real quick so you can take a look at it. But so that kind of like talks about a little bit about what you need, blah, blah, blah. But for this, literally you could just go here, and if you click on this, it downloads the image itself, and then you can use Etcher to flash it onto your SD card. Yeah. So we've already done this, so to save time. So I'm gonna move on to how to enable SSH on your Raspberry Pi. So insert your micro SD card, we already did. Once inserted, a drive named boot will appear, so we can show you right here. I forgot.
Oh, it opened over here.
Right, okay. So I can drag it, right?
Yeah, you can drag it.
So,
well, not to this one. You have to switch.
Got you. Okay. Still getting used to the Macs. Alright. So, swoosh to over here. Ignore all the mumbo jumbo. I will explain. But basically, this right here is what they're talking about. So, here, can I snap it? Okay.
Oh, well, click the little, you see the magnet thing right above?
This?
To the left, the leftmost one.
Magnet. This?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, I click it and then I do it?
No, look.
No? Okay.
Click it.
Okay, click it.
Click it, and then the bottom left one.
Bottom left.
Yeah,
this?
click.
Oh, super nice. Okay, so cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. So it says a drive named boot will appear, so that's right here.
And just to give you guys some context, for this guide, unlike other guides we've done, we're saying to SSH into your device. So SSH, in case you don't know, it's basically remotely logging into the terminal of your Raspberry Pi or any other computer from another computer, typically on the same network. And so we're doing this just because it is easier rather than connecting it to a screen. What was the reason? The screen part doesn't work? Or?
Mainly because like afterwards when you're going to have to download or install the Matrix kernel modules and things like that, to copy paste, it's like, like the best way
so
is to SSH.
Okay. Oh, now I remember. So the Mycroft image doesn't have Raspbian desktop.
Yes.
So it would take you way too long in order to properly like type all of the commands in. So SSH makes it much easier. You can just copy and paste from your computer and you're good. So in the guide we show you how to set up SSH on your Raspberry Pi, regardless of if you have a Windows, Mac, or Linux computer, as well as how to set up the Wi-Fi on your Raspberry Pi. So continue.
All right. That's good background. So the boot drive will appear right here magically once you plug it in, and then so once that happens, you basically want to make a file called SSH in the drive, and then also a file called wpa_supplicant.conf. So the way I'm gonna do it is, I'm going to, what did we do earlier? So it was volume. So here, I'm just going to take a random file from here to see what the file path is. All right, so it's not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to say cd volumes boot. So that's where I want to go. All right, so here I'm going to just touch SSH. So make a file called SSH. That's blank. You don't have to do anything with it. So SSH right there. So that was created. Great. And then also create a wpa_supplicant supplicant.conf.
You can also copy and paste.
You can also copy and paste. True. Anyway, so this one is where we actually like put stuff in, which I will copy paste.
So WPA supplicant, that is the Wi-Fi for the device.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just Command C, Command V that. and of course change your Wi-Fi in here. So I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to give you guys my password, our Wi-Fi password.
Yeah.
But like, you know,
Here,
basically
I can send you a WPA supplement.
Sorry, everybody. I keep clicking Shift M. I do not know how. I promise I didn't. Anyway, I don't know how long we've been muted, but
yeah, I think not too long.
Not too long. Okay.
Hopefully.
Anyway, I'll just go real quick. SSH file. Let the Raspberry Pi know you want to SSH, like remotely connect to it, and the Wi-Fi wpaceapplicant.conf file has your Wi-Fi information, so it knows what Wi-Fi to connect to. That's what I said, hopefully, before we got muted. Yeah. And so we already have an SD card flashed and inside, like, you know, one of our setups.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there.
So I'm going to plug it in and SSH into it, and that is, so attach your Matrix device to your Raspberry Pi, blah, blah, blah. That's the usual. So our speaker is a 3.5 millimeter jack speaker. Oh, sorry about that. And yeah, so we're on Mac, so we use the terminal. Great. So super easy. We just do SSH pi at Mycroft.
So pi is like the username, and then at the device. So you can do pycroft.local because you know, Mycroft has already set it up so that Pycroft is the host name, or you can manually type in the IP.
And so the password is Mycroft, as it says right here, and enter, and woo, the nice little Mycroft graphic pops up. So configuring Mycroft on the Raspberry Pi. So this is the part that I wanted to walk you guys through, or one of the parts. So welcome to Pycroft, blah, 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 quick and easy. Would you like to help setting up your system? Yes, so why? And then hardware setup, speakers. So we have speakers via 3.5 output. So we do number 1. And then let's test and adjust the volume. So this one, like, you just like press just different numbers. So I'm going to start with 7 because that's the default playing. Okay. I don't know if you heard that, but I'm just going to go to 9.
Test.
There. So if you heard that, so that's just like testing. So I'm done. So I'm going to press D. And then please ensure your microphone is connected. So this is like the second step right here. Choose
It says
other.
unsupported good luck.
Yeah, so we are unsupported good luck. So
yeah, but I was looking at the live chat on the YouTube stream, and Steve, which I think Steve is the CTO of Mycroft. I could be wrong on there, but he said that they'd love to add the hardware, our hardware setup to their wizard.
Oh,
so
yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, so soon enough you'll see us on there.
Soon enough, super excited about that. So 4 for other. Good luck. Okay, press any key to begin the test. Wait, I said other. Okay, anyway, I'm pressing any key to begin the test. Initializing, starting audio test. Nothing is going to happen because we're not on there yet, but eventually. Did you hear the audio? No, but we're going to move on, so we're going to do number 3. So let's move on, and I'll mess with the microphone later. And then there are just a couple more steps, so you continue to follow the guided setup. So I'm going to say use the recommendations, so number 1.
Oh, thanks, Eric. Yeah, Steve is the CTO. I was just checking my email for that.
Yes, Steve is the CTO.
Yeah,
thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Eric, and thank
Eric.
you, Steve.
All right, so I'm going to stick with normal Raspbian configuration, no password for sudo. Would you like to enter a new password? No, thank you. So I'm going to say N, and then press any key to launch Mycroft. Wonderful. So then, as this, you know, eventually boots up, the screen is going to look kind of like this at the end, eventually.
Yeah.
So
reconnect in 5 seconds.
10 seconds.
It's a really nice wizard that they made.
Yeah, it's super nice. It's like pretty straightforward. I love the guided setup. It's very like, you know, like it's step by step.
Yeah, it's like our Hackster guides. It's just like, you know, everything's there. It's easy.
Yeah,
So.
I guess.
Yeah, in a way. But in
I
CLI
hope so.
version.
Yeah, CLI version. So eventually it's gonna pop up this screen, but honestly, I think I can just Control C before that and move on. So if you Control C, basically what happens is, I think I'm gonna clear so you can see, but it goes to pi at Mycroft, and you can like type in like normal terminal commands. Not that that's one, but you know, and like you can like see what's in there, things like that. When I'm not that like advanced with Mycroft yet, but I was seeing some things where you can actually like, you know, mess with config files to make custom things, but not there yet. All right, so. To save time, we have another Pi. This time we tried to be extra prepared. I don't know if it's overkill, but we have another Pi where this setup has already been done, and like so that like all of these like installing matrix kernel module commands don't take forever. So hopefully this will work. I was having a little bit of buggy issues earlier. If not, we might just have to wait forever for everything to happen on this new one. Oops, yeah, sorry again. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. So I'm going to go to another terminal and now SSH into our other Mycroft, which we already have set up with the matrix kernel modules, but I'm still going to go through the steps to show you all. Oh, yay! Okay, so Mycroft, awesome. So I'm going to Control C right now, actually. Clear. Whoop. Okay. So this is where we were on our other Pi. Not that this gives you any information. But this is basically at the point right after we have gone through the guided setup and are now ready to install the matrix kernel modules. So we're going to add repo and key. That's literally just copy paste from here. Command C. Control V, Command V. Okay. I forget because like I switch between Windows and Mac
and Linux.
I actually got Linux now, which is kind of fun. But okay. Just kind of. Yeah. All right. Sudo apt-get update upgrade, which in previous streams, if you have been following us, has been quite an adventure.
Yeah, but you did it beforehand. Yeah, you did.
Yes,
awesome.
this one, I came a little bit more prepared. A little bit more.
Now reboot it.
Awesome. So now we wait 15 seconds. Ish. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. So well, that's still rebooting. So.
All right.
Nice. Cool. So,
yeah. So far so good. I'm just like really nervously waiting for something not to work, is because like that's just life sometimes. But
no,
it's
that's
okay.
Technology.
That's technology. Yes, I agree. Okay, Control C. I'm gonna go straight
too,
to.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean technology
happens
is life.
a lot in technology. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. We use so much technology that like I can't tell the difference anymore.
Yeah. We're all basically cyborgs at this point with computers and phones. Like,
mental cyborg.
Well, like, I mean, like, as a society,
so
we are all cyborgs.
Just installed matrix packages. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
I just wanted to give a little bit of a play-by-play. Now I will install Pulse Audio. But yeah, Society of Cyborgs.
Yeah, because imagine, like, if we didn't have our phones, our computers, like, if all of it stopped working all of a sudden, or you yourself, if you had no access to it, like, could you function in this world?
I mean, well, okay, that's the thing. People would feel paralyzed, but obviously in reality, people wouldn't. It just would suck not to have communication with people. So again, rebooting.
Well, no, people would be pretty paralyzed in a lot of ways.
Okay, I'm definitely not.
You can just type sudo reboot.
I know. This controls. Wait. Oh wait, I think it died. Yeah, so
how did it die? What did you do?
I didn't do anything. Okay, I'm gonna try again to SSH into it. Sorry. I think our Pi rebooted before we wanted it to reboot, but it's okay. Okay, I'm just gonna unplug and replug the age-old solution.
Yeah, power cycling.
Power cycling.
Wait. You're supposed to wait 10 seconds.
I am?
Okay. Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
What?
I was saying you were supposed to wait 5 seconds. It looked like you were going to plug it in back
I mean,
in immediately.
I would know. I was asking you the question. I didn't know that I had to wait. I normally don't wait 10 seconds.
Oh, it's because you said like the age-old solution, and so the age-old rule is to wait 10 seconds. Mostly like that's for back when computers had big capacity. I mean, okay, a desktop still has huge capacitors that will keep it on for a little bit longer.
So I'm gonna skip the sudo reboot because it just rebooted essentially. So
yeah, I mean you had done this all before, so
yeah,
it should be fun.
Yeah. So anyway, sudo reboot normally, and it shouldn't die on you. All right, so we've installed all the matrix packages. That's awesome, but now we have to make sure that Mycroft recognizes your matrix device's microphone as a microphone. So this pactal list sources short command basically tells you what is going on. Wait, did it die again?
Let me try what? Let me try getting it from my laptop, see if it's works.
Getting the like, what do you call that? Whoa. Okay.
sh pi at
Mycroft.local. Sorry, a little bit of troubleshooting here. I can try to SSH as well, again. I don't know why it's giving out. So, because this is like relatively new, sometimes it is a little bit buggy. Like this installation on our devices, like the compatibility is a little bit buggy sometimes, but once you have it installed, it like works pretty well. Is it recognizing it on the network? Okay.
So, what about instead of doing the Mycroft local thing? Is it? It's not, the host name isn't even showing up.
Yeah, so
weird.
I'm not really sure what's going on with this one particularly. I'm gonna try one more time to reboot or to unplug and replug, and hopefully it'll work.
I saw that.
What? Yeah. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
You can also try blowing into the port.
Do you think that could be something? Or no?
For this, no. I'm just joking. I mean, that's the like also old Nintendo like Game Boy cartridge thing.
Got you.
Like it was probably before then, but like I had Game Boy. I didn't have past that.
Yay. Okay. So wait. I think what I'm gonna do is this time, maybe try to let it go all the way to the CLI. Hopefully, it doesn't give out before then.
Yeah.
Or I think it already gave out. Yeah. Alright, well... Okay. There's only a little bit left. We were going so well. Okay. Hold on. It's okay. Life is happening. It's alright. It's alright.
So this is 83, right?
Yes.
83. Let me try SSHing on.
I think this is 83. From what I did before, it's 83. Yeah, I don't know. So this has happened to me before with this one, but
That's so weird.
Yeah, but then the thing is, like when it started working and it was working fine, so I thought it was resolved somehow. Okay.
Could try.
If this doesn't work, we could go back to this.
Yeah.
I guess, and at least maybe show this part.
Well, we'll have to do the apt-get.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we connect it to Ethernet, it may go faster.
Here, okay, so it went a little bit farther this time. Maybe if I get it to the end before.
I'll scroll up on it.
Mycroft is open source, so this is like normal. This is what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Do you think we should? Do you want to try?
Yeah, I think we should just try the other one. Is this
Ethernet, or try the other one?
Yeah, try the other one, but on Ethernet. That way, apt-get goes faster.
Okay. So I assume this is connected.
Yeah, that should be.
So, all right, we're gonna power
Always having to troubleshoot something.
It's okay. It's all right. So we're gonna transfer to the Pi where we like just showed you how to set up Mycroft. our grand plan of having everything done
Maybe
was kind of working at first.
It was. We tried.
We tried. It's okay.
Next time, hopefully.
All right, Command T.
You're on the
Command T. Okay, there we go. Go away. Go away. All right. So SSH pi and 2.168.1.2.1. All right, Mycroft. All right, so we're gonna take it from the top. All right. So clear. So hopefully, sometimes these don't take forever. Sometimes they do. I don't know. I've had mixed luck, but hopefully it works. Command V. Blah, blah, blah. All right, and then sudo apt-get. So this is the one where we end up spending a lot of time.
Yeah.
Command C. Command V. All right.
Hopefully this goes faster with Ethernet.
Hopefully, yeah. We have Ethernet connection.
You see blinking lights on the Pi Ethernet port?
Yep. Right
Awesome.
there.
Cool.
You see it?
Okay, yeah, so it's doing something.
It's doing something. Alright,
Okay.
so I guess in the meantime...
In the meantime, if any of you have questions, feel free to post it on the live chat, and we'll be looking at it. There's like a 10-second delay on the stream, so, you know, it'll take us at least 10 seconds to read it. But okay. Oh, it already did the update? That was fast.
Yeah, trying... well, okay, so I usually, like, when I do it from scratch, so this one I did, like, this was the one I was about to show you guys on that wasn't working super well, was the one where I first installed Mycroft after having gone through our community members guide.
Okay.
So it was a fully functional, like, the first time I was like, oh my god, Mycroft works.
Maybe that was the issue.
But I plugged it in today as well earlier, and it worked. After having to unplug and replug it like two or three times, it worked. So I thought maybe it was gonna be fine, but it's okay. Yeah. Well, as we keep going, hopefully our Mycroft support will improve.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And after the stream, I guess it's kind of late here. It's like 7 p.m. for us right now, but but yes, tomorrow we'll talk to Mycroft and see how we can start integrating our stuff into the image, the Mycroft image.
That would be super cool. Yeah. Super cool.
And then we'll update the Hackster guide so that it's even easier.
Yeah, that'd be super nice. But let me see if we can do any of the other stuff. Registering your device with Mycroft. Not really. You gotta wait for them to speak the 6-character code out loud. I kind of wanna plug in the other one and see if we can as this happens, I'll still see if we can get it to work.
Yeah, we can try that.
Just because I feel like it would be nice. It would be nice if we could get it working. But while this happens, I'm gonna try again. .83 on one that wasn't working super well for us. Yes, Mycroft, Control C. Oi.
Oi. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Clear. All right.
Wait, which one is this?
This is this pi.
Oh, the one that wasn't working?
Is this confusing? This is kind of confusing, isn't it? Anyway, so this pi is the one that's doing the sudo apt-get upgrade right now.
Yeah.
And this pi is the one that I'm trying to get to work so we could go according to plan of having things set up. It worked for a second.
Oh.
Yeah.
When did it stop working? When you press Control C?
No, when I pressed clear. When I typed clear, like,
maybe let it go through all the things and not Control C it.
I don't know, like the other time I was trying to let it go through and 192.168.183. Alright. Mycroft. Okay, I'll let it, unless it died already. I'm trying to think what it could be, but
I'm not sure.
Not sure either.
Oh well.
Well, yeah, it's okay. It is okay. So after that, we're going to install the kernel modules and install pulse audio, reboot, and then we'll get to this part where we check what sources of Do you think it could be the Pi? Do you want to try this SD card on a different Pi?
Yeah, we can try that. Let me get another Pi. Or
Okay.
you have the backup Pi.
Yeah, let's try this one. I don't it might not be the Pi, but can you land scan
It's gonna have a
this one?
different IP, so I'll land scan it for you.
Thank you. Alright, so we're just trying to put this SD card in a different Pi, see if that makes any difference.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Alright, so in the meantime, alright, so this apt-get upgrade is still happening. Alright, so I think we'll be okay on time, hopefully. What's going on? Is that a bad... yeah. Okay. Do you want to...
yeah, I have to show this.
You have to show people?
Okay, so you want to elaborate how or what that is from?
I honestly have no idea.
What that's from?
Yeah.
Okay, so
we'll show you guys what we're talking about.
let me get a Matrix voice, and I'll say.
So basically, I can give you guys like a tidbit. So the Pi, I just put the SD card in. The Matrix creator is like way taller on it. And the header pins are because the header pins on the Pi are...
So if you see a creator, these are like the slot, the GPIO slot where it connects to a Pi, right? On the Matrix Voice, we weren't able to get this exact same one. We had to use one that had a adapter, which normally, so this is the one that's on the Voice, and then there's a little adapter that goes on it. And sometimes that adapter can come off, and look where it has ended up. I love it. Are people saying
it?
They
can see it.
Cool.
They're in their little screen.
So I just thought that was funny.
Yeah,
I hadn't
it's just
seen
an
that before.
extra tall creator.
Yeah.
On the Pi. Mycroft.
That's too funny.
Yeah. Alright. So I'm just gonna Control-C out of here. Clear. And then install the kernel modules. Command-C. Command-V. Can you let me know the IP of this one when you find out? Yes. Working. And then I'll install Pulse Audio.
190.
190. Yeah. Okay, in the meantime, oops, that is not what I wanted to do. Wow. T. This is Pi at 192.168.1. 190. 191?
190. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Mycroft. Please work. Okay. I guess I can let it go.
Yeah, let it go. Let's let it go.
I'll let it go.
Let it go.
Go.
Let it go.
Oh yes. Okay. Well. Okay. So this is. I'm connected to the internet. Need to be activated. Open your browser and visit. Interesting. It only says that when it hasn't been activated already. Except, maybe if I. Do you think if I put it in a different device, it would think it hasn't been activated? Anyway. Whoops. Either way, I'm going to Control-C out of here. Clear.
Well, do ifconfig to see if it's connected to the internet.
It is.
Oh yeah, it's on our network. That's where us. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so back to plan A, which was the first Pi I showed you guys how to set up Mycroft. Sorry about this like loopiness in between. And then this Pi already had Mycroft set up, but I went through the kernel modules anyway, and now we're going to see whether the matrix microphone shows up using this command. And oh no, why is that happening? I'm trying to remember. This has happened before. Why is that happening? I'm so
command not
confused.
found.
Oh, because I think I need to. I think that it's not. I'm gonna go through this again.
Okay.
Because I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna go through it again. Sorry. I think last time this happened, it was
Oh wait,
like a couple
is this
of
the right
things.
device? I said 190.
Yes, you did. I mean, this one's 83, so it can't
Exactly,
be this one.
but it's also connected to Ethernet, which gives it another IP.
Oh.
So this
Oh.
may be...
This may be the other one?
Yeah.
That would be really funny. Ha ha ha. Okay.
So the next step on this, so it already finished the update upgrade. Do sudo reboot.
I did sudo reboot.
Oh, you did? And then you did the kernel modules?
Let me see what my last one was. So I just did the kernel modules.
Okay, so then...
So now I'm going to do pulse audio on this one.
Yeah.
I'm going back and forth, and this is kind of starting to get confusing.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, yes.
We're doing this so you don't have to.
Yeah, let's put it that way. Alright, I'm gonna connect, since it's happening anyway.
Yeah,
well,
we don't know what. Let me try to scan this again.
Alright.
So we have that.
So
one.
After this happens, I'm gonna do sudo reboot. Oh my god, I feel like we've gone through the Matrix package install like 3 times already in this one video.
218, so it's not 218, so it's either 196 or 190.
What did I do?
You brought it.
Help me.
What? Bring it that way.
It became big.
Oh,
how did I make it big?
Oh.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Wow, so precise. Alright. So, the leftmost pie is the pie that's happening anew.
Yeah, so that's the one that we're still on step 4 on.
Yeah, but...
The leftmost one is.
And then this one, do we know if this is the right... If this is the... right
well,
pie?
so the only way to find out is by unplugging it.
I don't want to unplug it.
Neither do I.
Okay.
So what we can do is, okay, this finished. Now when we do sudo reboot...
We'll know, right?
Yeah, we'll know.
Okay, sudo
So
reboot.
if the other one we don't have connection to anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So it was
they were
the
the same
one.
thing.
Okay.
That's sad.
So then try 196. I think it's 196.
Okay. So I'll SSH back into this one too. We're just trying to save time, and it is not working out. SSH pi at 192.168.1.196.
Yeah.
Alright. So this one,
Raspberry.
Mycroft.
Or yeah, Mycroft.
And so, okay, awesome. Now we are going to finally get to step 5, which we have been wanting to do for a very long time now, and this
We're
is
already
just not
on
working.
to step 5? Wow.
Yes, finally. Okay. So I'm just going to Control-C out of here. And, okay. So, now we're going to, I'm going to connect the speaker here because it's just, we're just doing it all over anyway.
Doesn't that start a bunch of things though?
What, putting in the speaker?
No,
Open
like
new
what
browser and visit home.mycroft.ai to register this
Okay,
device.
so as you can see, Mycroft is asking us to register the device. He's just going to keep doing that. When he says a 6-digit code, though, we need to write it down because that's how we can register it.
I'll have a...
And I mentioned that later
yeah.
as well. But okay, so we are going to copy this, Command C, Command V. Okay, so here, right here, you can see it says like all the different sound cards, and then all the different sources, and then 2 is the platform Matrix IO. So like just look out for that word. Great. So now we have to set the default source to the Matrix IO microphone. And that's like 2 in this case. I think it's going to be source 2 in most cases.
Yeah, but make sure you double check just in case.
So what these, so make sure you double check. And what these commands do is it kills pulse audio, sets the source to 2, and then restarts it. So right, there we go. And then a mixer is like check output volume. So that right here is, you see how it says 0%, so like the output volume is pretty low. So we are going to set it to 99%. It can be anything that's greater than, 50 or something, so that you can hear it.
Yeah,
like
you can play around with it.
You can play around with the number. And then if you wanted to start on boot, so now it's at 99%, so it's going to be louder. And then if you wanted to run on boot, then you put it into the shell file, and I can like show you that if you want to see.
And run on boot as in like if you sometimes when you restart the device, it will go back to like 0%
Yeah, so
volume, and so this shows you like how to set it up so that it's always 299.
Oh, so I'd actually already done it on here. So as you can see, the last line is like, wait, yeah,
that's
AMX.
PCM.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, got confused. I was like, wait, how did I already? Yeah, I got confused. I confused myself. But anyway, set master 99%, control X, Y, which saves it, and then you do the Mycroft mic test, and that basically like kind of does it through Mycroft, so we can see if it's actually been working. Hello, hello. Oops, we didn't say anything. Hello, hello. Oh, wait, okay. Hi, what's up? Oh, this is the pie.
Hello.
This is the pie in question.
How are you?
Blah, blah, blah.
Doo-doo.
I want to hear. Let's see if our microphone is working. Oh, hello. Oh, wait, okay. Ooh. Hi, what's up? In case you couldn't hear, it seems to be working. Okay. Awesome. Alright, great. So, microphone is working.
Do you have your audio plugged in all the way?
I think we do have audio plugged in all the way. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
Alright, so do we have any questions? No, awesome.
Nope.
In the meantime, so now what we have to do is I'm gonna do mycroft.help or -help, and then go to the Mycroft CLI client. So Mycroft just heard me. Hi, Mycroft.
Oh.
Heard me again. So the Mycroft CLI client, what's nice about it is you can see what it's hearing. Also, Mycroft is supposed to tell me, hi
nice.
Mycroft, what is my registration code? So it's supposed to eventually tell me a registration code. It periodically talks and tells you the 6-character code that you're supposed to. It seems I cannot connect to Mycroft servers. Please wait a few minutes before trying to speak to me.
It seems I cannot connect to the Mycroft servers. Please wait a few minutes before trying to speak to me.
Alright, well, as you can see, Mycroft is having trouble connecting to
On this
servers.
one, did we like finish all of the setup?
Yeah, all the setup is done.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I mean the Mycroft setup for the wizard. Did we go through it all on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is literally, we went through the whole guide, even though we had not planned to. We went through the whole guide on this live stream. We had planned to make it quicker and have multiple stages, but that didn't work out today. But anyway, yeah, we just went through everything, so that's super nice.
Okay, so
Alright.
why isn't it telling us?
It's not telling. So basically, what the reason it's not telling us right now, I think, is because as it said, it can't connect to servers. That's not really something we can work on right now. So I'm just gonna show you guys. So he's gonna tell you a 6-character code, and he's super clear about it. He'll say N for Nick, F for fire, H for horse, and he'll tell you 6 characters. And I'm gonna show you how once you have that character code, you go to your Mycroft account and basically register your device. So right here, actually I can just use this link so I can do it on this screen in case it decides to speak. Mycroft, what's the weather? Pair my device. Okay, so it wants to be paired, but it's not giving me the code yet. I wish. Alright, I wonder if just restarting it will make it give me the code.
Let's try.
But as in I'm thinking reboot.
Yeah.
Okay, so because rebooting it might make it give me the code, so I'm just gonna reboot it and still show you what's going on. That's probably too early. But anyway, this is what the Mycroft website looks, or not website, but I guess once you sign in, once you log in, it's the dashboard, and this is where you would add a device. So you go to the top right corner. It usually says your name when it's a bigger screen. So here I'll show you. It says your name right there, and then you click that and you do devices, and that's how you do it. So you click that and do devices. I already have 2 Mycroft devices because I've done this a couple of times. And yeah, so I'll let it go through. Hopefully it speaks a 6-digit code eventually, but super simple. You just go to add a device and you enter that 6-character code that Mycroft speaks to you, and then you name it, you name it whatever. What else can you tell about it? You can kind of put a little description, and then you do, okay, let's pair, and literally Mycroft's like, oh, like, I'm ready. Now you can tell me to, you can ask me these sample, like, commands kind of thing. And then you can, like, obviously install your skills and personalize it from there. Okay, so I'm hoping if I stay quiet,
Don't
it'll
say the
speak
name.
to me. Yeah, I just can't
It's
say
M. It's M.
I can't
Let's
say,
just say
yeah,
M.
Mr. M, or just M, person
Yeah,
M.
M. Yeah.
Assistant
It's not even
M.
a person.
Assistant M. Alright. I kind of... Mycroft. Huh.
Oh, the volume.
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
but we
I
said
put
it
in
too.
Put it in the control. Is it that? It's not recognizing it, I don't think, because it would pop up here. I think. Control C. Control C. Whoop.
Did it freeze?
I think it kicked me out.
Oh, go the 190. Because that's the Ethernet one.
Oh. Ethernet version.
Are you having more network issues?
I don't know. I'm not confused. Confused, but
Rebooting it manually.
because
Let's see.
that seems to work sometimes.
So try the 190.
Mm-hmm.
In like a bit.
Yeah.
So
That's basically the end of our guide.
yeah. So if you don't have network issues, like we apparently still have, but it's fine. At least the stream was working great this time.
Yeah, I'm super glad about that.
Then it would tell you the 6 character code, and you'd put that into Mycroft. Tell it the name of your device. You tell it some other little description. It pairs it, and then what would it do after that?
So it pairs it, and then Mycroft, you just start talking to Mycroft. Like,
okay.
Mycroft will be like, oh, I'm ready, you can, like, ask me whatever, and then you just say, hey, Mycroft, or you say Mycroft, and, like, it'll give you a little button, and then you can say, like, how's the weather, how's blah, and then you can, obviously go through the skills. So if you go here, you can, like, there's a list of skills that you can, like, look at, and then you can also, like, make your own skills, though I don't really know much about it, haven't looked into it a lot yet. But also if you want to, like, add your location, so these are, like, my older Mycroft devices. So I have, like, the name Sam, her description, which is already there, and then location, I put Miami because we're in Miami, and that's how you set your location if you wanted to, like, know what the weather is in your location and, like, things like that. So that's basically it. That's our Mycroft guide.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't show you it working. Not sure what's wrong with our network there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
yeah,
guide should
not
work.
sure what's going on.
And if
Yeah.
it doesn't, let us know in the community.
Let us know in the community, and we'll definitely help you troubleshoot. Like, this is, like, it just, like, we just got it working with, or, our community member, and we just got it working with our devices, so, it's going to be a little buggy, but, like, we'll troubleshoot it, we'll figure it out, we'll keep improving it.
Well, Carlos tested it, like, 2 days ago, and it was working fine.
Yeah, and I tested it today, so, like, and I'm not really sure what's going on there, but...
We probably just did something, that's all.
Yeah, that's probably it. Most of the time, I'd say, like, I'm gonna give it one last ditch, and then we're gonna let you all go with
with like
a couple of announcements.
Yeah,
a couple of small announcements. But yeah, that is most of it.
Most of it.
Most of it. I don't know.
Slow.
Curiosity. Oh, sorry. I wonder if this is, like, has Mycroft working on it, though. Mycroft. Hey, Mycroft.
No.
Nope. Hey, Mycroft. Nope. I don't understand. I don't understand. Well, anyway.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we'll figure it out.
But yeah, so that was it. This device isn't coming on either.
Yeah, you know what we
After
can
the
do
reboot.
actually? What we'll do is we'll post a tiny video of Mycroft working. We'll do it tomorrow and post it on our social media, so you all can see what it is.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, the Bluetooth.
Yeah. You all can see what it sounds like when it's fully set up. But what we just did was how to set it up. So you should still be good. And yeah, I'm just gonna switch. Do you wanna go ahead with the announcements?
Yeah. So let's.
Do you wanna switch back to this camera, or do you wanna show them stuff?
Let's show them stuff on the
Okay.
screen. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah. So for those of you in Europe, this week is Electronica, which is the biggest or one of the largest electronics events in Europe and in the world actually. Avnet and Premier Farnell, they have a booth there. We have partnered with them. They're the guys who manufacture our boards. They're awesome, and we've partnered with them, and they are showing our devices within their booth at Electronica. So they have 2 demos. One of them is using Alexa to, I think, control a smart bulb, and then the other one is a robot arm. In fact, it's a duplicate of the one that we have here. We made them one and sent it to them so that they could have it there and show it to everybody. So if you're in Europe, specifically if you're in Munich, Germany, then you should go check it out and check out Avnet's booth and see the Matrix Creator and all the demos there.
Yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, and earlier today, one of our friends at ARM, Alessandro, he posted a picture on Twitter of another demo randomly in the conference from Infineon of this really cool robot, and look at what's in the center of the robot. It's a Matrix Creator.
Oh my god!
We had no idea that they were doing this or that they made it, but it's so cool. They embedded a Matrix Creator as I guess the center arc reactor type piece of it using the lights.
It's the hearing core. That's what.
And they're using the microphones on it. So I think we
it
go.
says right here.
What was the robot called? Roboy Junior. Click the links. Let's see if we can find more pictures of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a bunch. But there's Roboy Junior.
Oh, it's so cool, and it has a creator.
Super cool. Yeah, it's completely it's very it tries its best to simulate the human body. From I was looking at it earlier today because it's just super awesome. They have a website and. It's just really cool. It's trying to simulate the human body totally, and they want to get even more and more sophisticated with it. So,
wow, awesome!
Very cool.
Well, a creator is a good way to simulate the human body.
At least the hearing part of it.
Yeah, and the LEDs. All of us have LEDs in our chest, right?
Yes, because we're all little
all
Iron Mans.
Yes, we're all Oh wow, they had it on stage too.
Pretty awesome.
Where on stage where? MTM 18.
Sure.
MTM 18. What is that?
Sure. I can click on it, but we'll
whatever.
look at that later.
Okay, so
so that was super cool to just see.
Yeah, that was we had no idea. We're for sure gonna contact them, see if we can get them on a live stream to talk to them.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So besides that, if anyone has any questions, post them now.
Or forever hold your silence until 2 weeks later.
Yeah, or go to our community.matrix.1 and post it there.
Yes, community.matrix.1.
But so I don't think there's any questions.
All right,
Let me
I'm
check
gonna
on
quickly swap back to
swap back to this
front,
camera.
and then we're gonna say bye.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
So thank you for watching. We apologize for the technical issues, but for the most part, you saw how the steps were, and we'll post a video so you can see how Mycroft fully works on the Matrix Creator. And it should also work on the Matrix Voice, and we'll always keep improving. And if you have questions, post on our community. Yeah. And also feel free to post questions on YouTube. And I think that's it. It's a wrap.
Cool. Yeah. Well, right. Thank you guys for joining us, and have a great night.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
All right. So.